Good afternoon and welcome to another Future Sunday. Now, I did cancel my Propfirm account from last Sunday and the Sundays before because I didn't pass it in 1 month like I usually like to do. But I'm actually getting a new account and I'm going to show you the process and also what I intend to do with that account and how we'll expand on it. So stay tuned. All right, guys. So I've recently started a new funding account for my funded futures, and these are the details. Now, if you have no idea what a prop firm or funded account is, I will send you a video if you just message me, and it'll basically break it down step by step, piece by piece, right? But to summarize it, the point of a funded account is whether you don't have enough money or you don't feel like or you don't feel comfortable using your own money to start trading. So you go pay, somewhere between 50 to $500 to get a prop firm account and you trade with their money. And if you pass the valuation, which is pretty much like kind of like paper trading, but with the purpose, you pass that account, then they give you a funded account. And with that sim funded account, you can actually make real money. Now, most, most prop firms, they have like this 90-10 rule. After you make your first 10,000, after that, they do okay, you get 90% of what you make, we get 10. But on my funded futures, after you get your first 10,000, if they even still do the 10,000 thing, right? They do 80-20 splits instead. Now that might turn people off, but on top of that, they also added more accounts you could copy trade with, but I'll get into that, pretty soon. So my this account that I bought, right? As you can see, I'm showing this right here, just fresh. I have to let me show y'all. I have to make 3,000 before I lose 2,000. And how I plan on doing that is I'm going to set my stop loss to somewhere between 2 to 500 and I'm going to be using 2 to 5 contracts, right? So every extra contract is another $100 on the stop loss. It's a tight stop loss, I guess you would say, but the tighter the stop loss, the harder it is to make your account blow up, right? Unless you're over trading, but that's getting into too much. But so here's my ultimate plan, right? So I have this account, right? And let's say, I pass the evaluation, I get to the funded. It says the minimum payout is 250. I'm not gonna take that. I really want $1,000 payout, right? So after I accumulate that, the next thing I would attempt to do is right. So I would take that $1,000 and I will come over here. I'm gonna buy this 150K, almost $500 a month account, right? Now some of you might think, well, that might be kind of like somewhat pointless because if you can pay less and kind of make the same amount, why not get the smaller account every time because it's cheaper? You can still make the same amount of money. I used to think that same exact way until I had a recent epiphany. Yeah, sure, it's cheaper. You can still make a lot of money with the 50K, but with this account, you can use more contracts and take more of a hit versus if you use those same amount of contracts on that account, it might blow up instantly. So you're basically paying to get more chances on the 150K account, right? So, but as you can see, I have to make 9,000 before I lose 4.5 thousand, right? Now that's a big gap, but also remember they're giving me more contracts, right? On the other one, I think it was 5 to 1 or something like that. It was less. Not going to go back because you could have read it if you really wanted to. It's probably the same thing as this one, to be honest. But basically, okay, here's my plan. I get that 1,000 or 500 on this, and then at that point, I would make my stop loss 450,000, which would give me 10 chances before that account blows up. Now, if I blow it up after 10 chances, that's on me. I don't think I would hope that wouldn't happen. Pretty much right. But yeah, I could either lose 450 or make double, triple, quadruple that, right? So even if let's say I lose 2 times in a row, if I really win and win like, quadruple that, I have more than I lost within the span of the time that I lost. But to make sure I had the 10 chances, I would only just trade, once a day. If I lose that, I lose that. That's on me. Then, let's say I pass that funder, right? You get paid every 14 days. That might be a big deal to some people, but Most people get paid every 2 weeks anyway with their regular job. So what's the big deal? But for me, what I would do is I would take this payout, right? Let's say, get the 1,000 from this, probably buy another account like this so I could copy trade myself and then buy another Purdy account. So that way I can actually get paid weekly. Cause this says 14. I think Purdia, that's another prop firm that has, pretty sure it has a 14-day rule too. Now I can get paid every week if I play my cards right, which is not difficult. So that's pretty much my ultimate plan. I plan to keep buying more 150Ks, copy trading myself, get more Purdias, copy trade that, and then, yeah, just go from there. That's basically it. I will see y'all tomorrow. I don't know if I'm really looking too forward to that because, y'all know how my week has been with Intel. I might trade a $1 stock instead, but that's it for future Sundays, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.